Welcome to another incredibly boring, probably out of sync with my mouth and my hand movement, video description of an assignment. Now, this is the website topic and buyer persona assignment, which is part of the overall web project that you're going to be working on. This is graded separately, so it's not part of the 35% for the web project. It is an independently graded assignment that you must complete. This assignment is where you are going to let me as a professor know what your website is going to be about. Once you have put that down on paper, you've committed to doing that. You will not be allowed to change your mind or change your idea later on. So please make sure that you consider what you choose to do very, very carefully. The project itself is pretty straightforward. Let me just zoom in here. You're basically working through the pre-process stage of web development at this point. You have not created a website yet. You're thinking about creating a website. And in the pre-process stage of putting together a website, and we talked about these different phases earlier on this semester in the web design review. In the pre-process stage, you think about what your website is about, what the objective of your website is about, what purpose are you creating this site for, and of course you need to carefully consider who you're creating the site for and what their needs are that you'll be fulfilling with your site. Now, I've already mentioned in the description of the project that this is a site that you're going to be creating. It's basically a blog site, so it fits in with the inbound marketing element. So you're creating content that hopefully will be found by people during their information search or their alternative evaluation phase. It could be information that they would use in their post-purchase or even perhaps during their purchase decision phases of the consumer purchase decision-making process. So remember, you're creating content that is supposed to be useful for people. This isn't an exercise in just writing something that's fun for you. Although if you write poetry or you write short stories or other things, and that's what you would like your site to be about, then obviously your target market are people that are interested in that type of content. If you want to do your own little sort of anime posts and put it up there, then obviously the people that would be interested in that type of content would be the people who would be your target market. Regardless, you need to consider what your target market is looking for, and you need to deliver that when they come to the site. So that's all pre-process in the web development stages. So for this assignment, I provided a worksheet template that you can use for the assignment, and I'll show you that in a minute. And you're basically going to complete the template. Now, if you have more than one target market segment, I don't recommend that for this project. It just makes things more complicated. You would have to create a persona and a target market description for each. So one target market is really what you should be working for. You're only creating 3 original pieces of content. You really aren't going to be able to service more than one target market segment with that. There is a link to a blog article, which was the source for the persona template that I'm going to show you in a second. It would be a very good idea to go to this website and read the article and understand how a persona is used and how you create it. Of course, the due date for this assignment will be part of the task list, and you can confirm with your professor as to when it is due. Generally, it is due before reading week, because during reading week, you're going to start composing some content. You need to know what your topic is. You need to know who your target market is before you can start to create content, obviously. So that's the description of the assignment itself. The template, the Microsoft Word template, looks like this. And you don't need to use the template, although if you use it, I suppose it provides you with some good guidance. If you're going to just create your own blank worksheet, then just make sure you include all of the sections and areas that are here. So in this area, you're going to tell me what your website topic is about. And remember, it's been recommended that you choose a topic that you're already familiar with so that you don't have to put that research effort into this project. Next, you need to determine who the general target market is that would consume this content. And remember from your original marketing theory, your market are all the people that have needs. The target market are the people whose needs you may be able to satisfy. So these are, if you're going to talk about bicycles, well, a lot of people enjoy bicycles, use bicycles, ride bicycles. So that's a very broad target market. You're going to need to narrow that down. So you're going to need to select a segment or segments. As I mentioned earlier, you could choose more than one, no more than two, but a segment of the target market that you're going to be creating your content for. For example, if you're talking about bicycles, maybe you're going to focus on competitive mountain bike people that actually ride mountain bikes competitively, go out, find those hard hills, participate in competitions, are part of that group. Maybe you're part of that group because it's a hobby of yours. That would be the target market segment. You're going to create your content for that segment, meaning that you're not going to have 2 articles about competitive mountain biking or competitive mountain bike equipment and 1 article about riding bicycles in downtown Toronto or road bicycles for long distance riding. That's the wrong segment. You're going to focus on a single segment. So you're going to define those. Remember, these definitions are for you. These are going to help you stay on track and stay focused. And you should be referring back to this as you're creating your content to make sure that you are actually on track and on topic. If you use this document as an example, you should remove this page. This page goes to a blog article about how to create a persona. I believe it's the same article that I've linked here in the description. And this is the example persona that they have in that article. So this is an example of somebody that would be from this target market segment. So when you describe your target market segment, you're talking about a very specific group of people. Creating a persona is about kind of describing what a typical person from that segment would be like. This isn't a real person. And here's something that's really important. It's not you. It's not about you. These are the customers, the people that will be coming to you. This is a representation of a typical or expected customer that would visit your site. I occasionally have students who create a persona about themselves. They get a grade of 0. It's important to remember that. You'll notice there's a bunch of sections. They're described. You can understand them by reading this blog article. So if you use this as a template, once you've looked at this, you can delete this page. And what I've created here is a persona template with a bunch of boxes and tables and cells that match what you see here in the example. You can give your persona a name. If you want to go out and try to find a picture of somebody who perhaps visually represents your typical customer, go ahead and throw a representative picture in there. And then you will fill out each of these sections, and you will put as much time and energy as you possibly can into doing this. Because as you're creating your content, again, you're going to want to refer back to this to make sure that you are writing content that meets their interests, that's at the right education level, that's geographically or family lifestyle or age or employment relative to your target audience. You'll fill all of this out, and remember, this is something that you're creating to help you. I'm going to use it when I look at your website to make sure you actually have achieved your goal of creating content for this particular person. If I look at your persona and read your content and go, where's the connection? You're not going to get a very good mark. You're creating content for this person that you've defined. If you don't do that, then obviously you have not completed the requirements of the project as far as content creation and delivery. So please read the blog article. Understand what a persona is. Most of you should already know, but if this is new information for you, read the information, learn about what a persona is, complete this by selecting your topic, your target market, your segment, creating a persona for somebody from your target market segment. If you can't find a picture, you don't have to, but I think you could probably find a picture that's somewhat representative, even if it's just a general picture. It doesn't have to be a photograph of a person like this. Take mountain biking again. It could be a picture of a competitive mountain biker coming down a hill. That would do. Fill this out, complete it. Again, remove this middle page if you're going to hand it in, and submit it via Blackboard in the link where you're asked to submit it. So in this particular example here, this semester, this is the link, this green link. You would click on the link and you would upload your Microsoft Word document that you have filled out. That's the persona assignment. Again, once you've written this, you need to stick with it. You can't change your mind afterwards. So don't treat this as a quick, let's just get it done really, really fast and not put any energy into it. Take some time, work through this because it will help you when it comes time to create your content. That's it. Thank you. Hope that helped.